What happens to a country when half of its population suffers the high level of restrictions in their rights that they fought for years to gain? Imagine a country or world with women not being allowed to attend schools, have their own jobs, and being locked in their houses for an unknown time. Yes, this is hard to imagine, but this is the story of most women in Afghanistan right now, and they suffer this situation. Today, I would like to inform you about the women's rights current situation in Afghanistan. And you might ask, why is it even important? Here is why. According to UN Women Organization, which an article published in 2024, stating that Afghanistan is not the only country that women's rights being rolled back, but the situation that's happening in Afghanistan shows how decades of progress in gender equality and restriction of women or women's rights can be erased in months by the Taliban government. Women's rights are the basis of women legal and social equality. However, Taliban doesn't believe on the idea of women deserving the same rights as all other human beings. I would like to discuss today about what's the historical context of women's rights in Afghanistan, the two main barriers that they face, and also the future outlook of women's rights in Afghanistan. Since we already know about the topic, we'll hop on for the first point that I'm going to cover. Before 1978, women enjoyed a level of freedom in their lives that we can compare to other countries in the world. But after, I'm going to explain how this restrictions increased and how it got better after a while. So, according to US News and World's report in 2023, in 1978, President of Afghanistan got killed by a communist SCOP, and after this, Mujahideen, an extremist group in Afghanistan, they took over the country and they made the restrictions to be increased for women in Afghanistan. But this wasn't enough. In 1996, Taliban, the extremist religious group, took over the country of Afghanistan, and they made the restriction more worse to the women in Afghanistan. The women in Afghanistan, they weren't allowed to go outside without a scarf, without a chaperone, which is someone accompanying them, and also they weren't able to work and go to school. This situation continued until the first time Taliban got ousted by US troops in year 2000. In this time, according to the CBS News, in Afghanistan, women were enjoying more freedom than ever since US ousted Taliban. And the video is showing women are going to school, women going to work, and they have their own job, and the women's rights increased in this time. We talked about the historical context of women's rights in this part, and let's hop into the second point, which is the two main barriers that women face in Afghanistan right now. The first barrier that I'm going to talk about is the educational barrier that, according to the NPR News article, Taliban begins to enforce educational ban, leaving Afghan women with fear and anger. This article published in 2022. The policy of Taliban got changed after the second time they got the power from the government of Afghanistan. The women were allowed to go to school, or are allowed to go to school only until 6th grade, and they can't continue their education after this. And the second main point was also about the woman employment opportunity, which there is women only can have their small business, home-based businesses, and they're not even allowed to work with national and international NGOs anymore. In this part, we learned two main barriers about the woman in Afghanistan, and let's hop into this the third point that I'm going to cover, which is which is the future outlook of Afghanistan. As we can see in this picture, we can see before the Taliban, the women could go to school, to go to hospitals, they could attend to anywhere they wanted. But right now, the restrictions got limited by the Taliban. But we can see the future outlook of women's rights, that they can't even have their own rights, and they would stay home all their lives. So this was the first main point, and the other one, this situation leads us to predict Afghanistan as a country, to predict Afghanistan as a country with lowest level of education for women, with lowest employment opportunities for women, and also this leads us to look at Afghanistan as a country with women not being involved in any kind of activities in the world. We learned about two main points, which one is the future outlook, that we can pretend Afghanistan as women not being involved in any things, and also lastly, I'm gonna say that since Taliban sanctioned women a lot, being a woman is hard in Afghanistan. We covered how the Taliban treat women in Afghanistan, and also we covered how they consider them not equal to other human beings, and also we discussed about historical the context of women's rights in Afghanistan, the two main barriers, and we also covered the future outlook of women's rights in Afghanistan. Lastly, I would like to say that women in Afghanistan needs the more support in the world. Thank you for listening.